Hello students, welcome to the English class for standard 6. I am your English teacher Kavita. Today we will be seeing a new poem, The Ant and the Cricket. So this is a fable. Fables are moral stories. Okay, it has been written by Aesop. You would have heard even in Kannada, Aesopana Kathegalu. So he has written many fables and this is one of them. The Ant and the Cricket. So you all know ants, right? They are very, very hard working. So here in this story, which is in the form of a poem, we will see a cricket. Cricket, as you can see, it is just like a grasshopper but brown color. Okay, have you all seen grasshopper? So it is just like a grasshopper. So here you can see all the ants which are working very hard, and look at this cricket, he is enjoying, isn't it? He is not working at all. A silly young cricket, accustomed to sing through the warm sunny months of gay summer and spring, began to complain when he found that at home his cupboard was empty and winter was come. So he was a silly young cricket. He accustomed means he was used to, he had just got used to singing through the summer months. The ants during summer months, they collect food and store it. Okay, because when it starts snowing or when it starts to rain, they cannot find food. So ants are very clever, they are very, very hard working. All they do during summer and spring season is to collect food. But the cricket was not so smart. So after spring, when it was winter, he opened his cupboard because he was hungry and his cupboard was empty when winter came. See, look at him, he is just sitting very casually and he is singing, and look at this ant working so hard, isn't it? Not a crumb to be found on the snow-covered ground. Not a flower could he see, not a leaf on a tree. So what happens during winter? It doesn't happen in India, but in most Western countries and in the northern parts of India, there is snow. Okay, so when it snows, plants don't grow as we see around us. So if there is no plant, no food, isn't it? So not a flower could he see, not a leaf on the tree, and not a crumb means not even one small piece of grain or food or bread he could find anywhere. See, the whole ground is covered with snow. So the cricket was not at all happy. Sorry. Oh, what will become, says the cricket, of me? At last, by starvation and famine made bold, all dripping with wet and all trembling with cold, away he set off to a miserly ant. Now he is thinking, oh, what will happen to me? I am hungry and there is no food anywhere to be seen. What will I do now? Starvation means that condition of being without food. That is called starvation. So what did he do? He is dripping with wet. So he is cold, he is trembling means he is shivering. So he thought, okay, let me go to ant. Miserly means it is very, like he is very greedy. The ant is very greedy, right? He will just collect and collect. So let me go to that miserly ant and ask him for some food. See, he is going and asking him. To see if to keep him alive he would grant him shelter from rain and a mouthful of grain. He wished only to borrow, he'd repay it tomorrow. So now he's planning, okay, let me go and ask that ant for some food, for some grain for food for me, and also shelter from the rain. See, ants have made their home. This cricket, foolish cricket, he doesn't even have a home. Okay, so now he wants shelter and food. So he is telling, I will not take it, I will only borrow it from you. That means I will return it back again. So see, this ant's house, it is all full, it is well stocked. So now the cricket came and he knocked on the doors of the ant. He is asking, please give me some food and please let me stay in your house. If not, he must die of starvation and sorrow. Says the ant to the cricket, I am your servant and friend. But we ants never borrow, we ants never lend. But tell me, dear cricket, did you lay nothing by when the weather was warm? So now the ant is telling, see, I am your friend, I am your servant also. But we ants will never borrow from anybody. We have our own things and we also don't lend. Lend means to give to somebody. So he's telling, we'll never lend and we never borrow. So I'm not going to give you anything. But tell me, why didn't you lay aside anything? That means why didn't you save anything for the during the warm weather, during summer? So the ant is asking him. It is like she's scolding him. Quoth the cricket, not I. My heart was so light that I sang day and night. For all nature looked gay. You sang, sir, you say? Go then, says the ant, and dance the winter away. So now the ant is very angry with him. Cricket is telling, no, not me. I didn't save anything. Because all day and night the weather was so good, nature looked gay, means happy. Nature was so beautiful, so I was singing day and night. Now the ant was even angrier. Oh, sir, you say you sang. You sang during warm weather. Now that it's winter, you go and dance. That is what the ant says, and she sent him away. So now the cricket is very, very sad. Thus ending, he hastily lifted the wicket and out of the door turned the poor little cricket. Folks call this a fable. I'll warrant it true. Some crickets have 4 legs and some have 2. See, this is the main part now. The ant just chased him away, took him away and just chased him out of his house. Now the poet Aesop, he is telling, it is true. Whatever happens here has just happened in the cricket's life is so true. Some crickets have 4 legs and some have 2. So now he is telling, some are foolish like this. They don't do anything, they don't save, they waste all the time at the time when they have to do something. Later they regret, they cry, they blame others. Some have 4 legs, that is the cricket, and some have 2. So whom does he refer to in this poem about 2 legs? We human beings, we have 2 legs, isn't it? So he is telling even some humans do the same thing. They waste time when they are supposed to be doing some important work. So we are not supposed to do like that. We have to do our work when we are supposed to do, isn't it? So this is the moral of this story in the form of a poem. So I hope you have learnt a wonderful lesson in this poem and you enjoyed this poem. So we will stop here because we have come to the end of the poem. I'll see you in the next class. Bye bye.